Hello and welcome to another match from the Sakura Spring Championship in the Shogun 2 section. Been a while since I uploaded because there were some interruptions in schedule as well as with the tournament in itself. But now both the entire Shogun 2 tournament and the Fall of the Samurai section have concluded. So now I'm picking up the pace once again to upload all of the replays which are still in my folder, which I haven't uploaded yet. Some of the viewers who may have participated themselves know already the end result of the tournament, but there are still some very interesting matches that I want to show you. And this one is from the from the upper bracket semi-final. Played between myself in the red banners in vanilla and played between ChaosBlade in the black and green banners. And this is a best of 5 section, and because it's from the upper bracket, it means that neither of us have lost a series so far, so the loser of this match will not be out of the tournament automatically, but will drop down to the lower bracket where he will have a chance to fight himself back up in the third place match and eventually the grand final. And I will do this video is going to be a bit longer because I'm basically going to cast 2 matches at once, because on the very same day that we played Shogun 2, the upper bracket semi-final in Shogun 2, we also played the upper bracket final in Fall of the Samurai. So we kind of had an identical matchup, both best of 5 in Shogun 2 and Fall of the Samurai. Yeah, I decided to just put it all into one video. To show to you guys. Most of my matches I have live recorded. Wasn't possible here because there were so many matches that I didn't have the disk space available, since like every battle is like multiple gigabytes, and that would have been too much for live recording. So I have to show you the replays, but I can already tell you that some of these replays are going to be very nice and potentially interesting also to you. In terms of learning a bit about the game. So this is game 1 and match 1, Shogun 2. Map is Saga River, which I have picked. So I'm on the attacker side. And as you can see on the map, we do have an archery dojo on the right, a sword dojo in the center, and a workshop on the left. So 2 very important dojos. Although none of us have a classic bow gen. I play a full command gen, and ChaosBlade plays with a mix between command and bow. Then army-wise, I have brought, and this is where the archery dojo might become relevant again, I have brought a bow calf rank 9 with 175 range. So very costly unit, which I like to play on Saga River. And then and when it comes to the regular cavalry, I have 3 Yariki rank 2, 1 Fire Calf rank 6, and another hidden light cavalry, and 2 hidden light calves. And infantry wise, I have a core of 3 Nodachis rank 2, each supported by Nagi attendants, a Matchlock Samurai vanilla supported by Nagi attendant, a Yari Samurai rank 2 supported by sword attendant, a bulletproof Sam rank 4, and yeah, that's basically it. So for those who played the tournament, they know the special rule that there are certain DLC units that are limited. So out of the Long Yari Ash, the bulletproof, the Waco Raider, and the Fire Calf, you can only take 2 per battle. That's the limit. So I opted to go for the bulletproof and the Fire Calf in this one. Now going over ChaosBlade's army, who moves his entire army towards the workshop, where he does have this big hill in his back. He brought also a Fire Calf rank 6 with a light calf, and then another light calf and a Naginata Warrior Monk calf rank 5 with Warcry. Also very interesting choice. Infantry wise, he has some more skirmish. Let's see, Daikyu rank 6 with 200 range. Interesting that he has it on rank 6 and not on rank 5. Then he has a Matchlock Eshigaru rank 5. Let's go to normal speed. another Matchlock Ashigaru rank 5, and a Matchlock Ashigaru Vanilla, so 3 Matchlocks and a Daikyu. Very strong. Then his second DLC unit is a Long Yari Ash. And his main core consists of, I would guess, 4 Banzai Lone Swords. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. And another Yari Ash rank 2. And I don't think I've missed anything. So, yeah, Chaos taking up position in this little forest patch here, which has the additional benefit of providing some protection from arrows, which is very important, obviously, not to mention the workshop that will help as well, and that's also surely in the bag of Chaos. I'm not really in a position to challenge for this dojo. Likewise, I'm going for the archery dojo, which is unchallenged, and when it comes to the sword dojo, we'll have to see. And now it's been a while, probably about a month since we played this, so I don't remember every little detail. But I would be surprised if he gives me this sword dojo for free. I think there will be some efforts to challenge it, because it's just so very strong with the additional, I think 2 attack, maybe 3, and charge bonus. Now, what is very interesting here early on, this surprised me as well, kind of, is the tactic from Chaos to counter my Bowcalf, or not really counter, but kind of limit it, is to be very aggressive with his own general, which has bow enabled. Now, mind you, this obviously isn't a very strong bow, but it's a bow nonetheless, with decent damage. And the general itself has an armor of 9. Whereas my Bowcalf, which obviously isn't upgraded in armor, even though it's level 9, only has 4 armor. And my Bowcalf has more range, which means that I might be able to get a shot off into this avatar of Chaos, but he just runs into range and returns fire and does some good trading, which I found out after like the first or second volley is not very beneficial for me, because this is just command gen for Chaos, which is not going to die from a couple trades of volleys, but in the meantime, this general can do lots of damage to my Bowcalf, which is kind of my my MVP unit here. I mean, this is kind of the unit that lets me control the game, and I recognized here that trading shots with this command general is kind of painful for my Bowcalf. I don't really want to lose any men here on that unit, especially since I have the archery dojo secured, so this makes this unit even more important. And yeah, it was just kind of an interesting approach for Chaos to counter a rank 9 Bowcalf with command gen with bow enabled, and it worked much better than I anticipated. So now I'm kind of taking a bit more of a careful approach, trying to fire and then retreat before he can return fire, so making more use of my range advantage, which I didn't do before. I thought I could just fire at the general and it would be fine, but that was the wrong idea here. And going back to normal speed, I also have to keep a close eye always on his Daikyu Samurai, so that I don't let him get too many kills with that. It's obviously a bit more easy for me to dodge it, because yeah, there's not he's obviously not as mobile as I am with my Bowcalf, so I can just always fall back when he changes directions, or when he's shooting arrows I can maybe even run away from them depending on the angle. Here once again we continue trading some shots. Here I think I managed to treat my Bowcalf in time, killed 3 more men in his bodyguard unit, but these are very tight encounters. Now I'm firing into this Yari Ash, which, okay, it's not too efficient, but again, I have the archery dojo, so why not? Technically, I can just shoot at everything now, and it will be kind of worth it. My light calves are still hidden here in place, although this light calf is about to be spotted very soon. My bulletproof retreating from this long Yari. Interesting that he decides to use this long Yari to push on the flank, because this is a very good unit when used in a compact formation, but has obvious weaknesses when it's flanked. I think this is a bit risky, trying to push off a bulletproof with a long Yari. Because if I do somewhat of a sideways approach and I catch it at an awkward angle, coupled with maybe a slight back charge from a calf, this long Yari Ash will rout very fast. So yeah, he's not pushing further, probably a good idea, falling back here into this forest on the hill. And now this is a very long waiting game with Chaos trying to decap the Sword Dojo, or having already done so successfully, with his Yari Ash, and his Daikyu trying to get in on the action. But I'm very careful here not to give him any opening for the Daikyu, so still on 5 kills versus my Bocaf on 39. So far I'm pretty happy. But I really need this Bocaf to do lots of damage first, because in the head-to-head, 4 lone swords versus 3 no dachi. Also matchlock superiority for Chaos. This is not really something that I can attack early on. And I need to kind of pick singular skirmishes and try to weaken him a little bit before this can progress. So I go extra speed because I know this from memory that this is a very long game with lots of maneuvering. So here I think I try to get my Bocaf onto the other flank, because the utility here is a bit limited because his entire left flank has forest protection, and on the right flank he's a bit more open. So I think that's the rationale behind moving my Bocaf to the other side. Try to fire upon his Daikyu here, I think. Return fire, I was able to dodge. So still a Bocaf on 54 kills. So this is a very stationary and positional fight here. And now with the Bocaf arriving on the other side, we have the same game again here with this Bocaf, with this Bow General, or Command General with Bow chasing off my Bocaf. It was kind of funny to see. Very fearless, obviously, because you can only do it like that often. I imagine if this general went down to like 15 men at some point, he would stop doing it. But I'm wondering if this is also because he's kind of having to figure out how to initiate here. Because, oh, this is actually, he's doing a lot of damage here. Bocaf down to 48 kills, this is a big mistake by me. Again, I shouldn't be stationary here. I should just keep kiting. This was a very good trade for him. But of course he's in a bit of a pickle because I'm the attacker. So he picked a very defensive and compact army with lots of Ashigarus, expecting me to initiate. And of course my unit of initiation is just this extended range Bocaf, which allows me to kite a lot. My Yari-Sam taking lots of damage here from the Daikyus, which were turned to the right. So yeah, the Daikyus are starting to get some kills that are meaningful. Still only on 20, but obviously a full strength Daikyu. And at this point, I'm not too happy with how things have been going. I think this was a bit careless with my Bocaf, letting it get down to 43 kills. Still on 76. And I didn't really do any high stakes kills myself so far, aside from shooting down some of this general bodyguard. I think here I see an opening where I can bait this long Yari into an awkward position. So I just run around this bulletproof, trying to bait him out and try to get into the back of him. Now he's actually even charging with his long Yari, which is even weirder. And I think at some point I'm going to pounce here and try to catch it off guard. Of course, this is difficult with all the scav support, which is now going in. Bit of a fake charge here, which enabled my Firecaf to get a side charge into this Daikyu. But this comes at a price, because my Firecaf is now charged. Oh no, he actually didn't follow up on he didn't actually chase the Firecaf. Instead he went 2 versus 1 with these 2 calf units on my Yari calf, thereby beating my Yari calf. But this fire calf so far is unsupposed, so I could just pull this out and charge into the back of this light calf. I think this was the wrong choice. If this light calf followed up into the back of my fire calf and he went for the 1 versus 1 here, I think that's a better trade for him. At the same time I lost my light calf here to a fire calf. Okay, that's kind of what happens. And my bulletproof are wavering against the long Yari, which is in a very awkward position. I don't think my bulletproof are going to rout, but I am going to pull them back, because this is I don't really know what's happening here, and I don't want to sacrifice my bulletproof in an awkward position. The Daikyu only lost 10 men, so it wasn't dramatic for him. And my Yari Sam's already down to 58, so far the trades are okay from Chaos's perspective, I would say. But yeah, this fire calf, which killed off my light calf, has been missing here. So now the calf fight I was able to rescue a little bit, but I really have to get my infantry reinforcements in, because so far there are none. This Yari Sam is chasing off the Daikyu, and I mean the Lone Sword already lost a little bit. But they're still quite stable. So I really have to get my Nodachi in here to help against the Lone Sword. And I think these depleted calves I will lose very quickly. But you can already see maybe here with the surrounding movements what my plan is. My plan is to push ChaosBlade here, take some engagements that maybe I wouldn't be able to win on my own. But since I have more cavalry, I'm trying to get my calf from the right side into his back to pick up some of these units that are retreating, just like this Daikyu, for example, but maybe also some of the calf units here. And this is a very awkward position from the Yari Ash. They're kind of in a spear wall, but sideways. And I think technically I got a back charge here. So I think these Yari Ash are going to rout very soon against the Nodachi. Here I'm also pushing with my Nagi attendants and Nodachis. So Nodachis got through relatively unharmed. Now my matchlock samurai are positioned to return fire. This forest patch is now defended by one Lone Sword and an attendant. And yeah, I think now Chaos spots the danger of the two Yari calves coming in from behind, and he has to kind of spread open to defend. And this is very awkward as well. Long Yari and Bulletproof kind of walking side by side, trying to join the main fight once again. So I will go to normal speed here. Slight mistake from Chaos, AFK with a light calf. Got a free charge here with a Yari calf. And here I also kind of catch a calf on the retreat. I think he would have fared better just counter charging here. Would have meant that I got support from Bulletproof, but yeah, he lost the calf anyway here. And now it looks like I have free pathway to kill off this Daikyu, which is my main intention here. This is relatively even. Lone Swords against Nodachi. Lone Swords against Nodachi. He managed to retreat all of his Matchlock Ash, which is important for him. And here now we have the famous problem of the long Yari that are getting touched from the side or from the back. They just collapse immediately. Very unfortunate for a unit this strong. At 132 men they routed. Now I just have to finish them off with my Yari calf. And now this was a somewhat successful attack on the flank. Not without casualties. I lost loads and loads of calf. So you can see in the balancing bar it's still kind of even. I have a Yari calf 40 men left, my bow calf on 39, and a Yari calf on 33, and that's kind of it. On second thought, I could have brought this general closer to the fight to help stabilize it. It's probably a bit of an oversight from my part. And here this engagement was kind of a tie. Like we both sacrificed our swords, and then I decided it's time to fall back. And having killed off the Daikyu, of course, this makes it a bit more easy for my bow calf to start harassing him. Still difficult with 3 matchlocks on the field. All very healthy in terms of strength. 2 of them extended range. And he still has 1 healthy... Oh no, that's a Yari Ash, 1 healthy Yari Ash and 1 full-strength Lone Sword Ashigaru. No, 2 full-strength Lone Sword Ashigaru. Which trumps what I have in terms of swords, because I only have 1 healthy one, very depleted Nodachi. And then, yes, still a 99-man bulletproof unit. I think this is going to come in very handy with the 3 matchlocks on the field. Here, I don't know why he's chasing with a lone sword against my bulletproof, given that my bowcalf can just keep shooting at this lone sword. This is probably not necessary. This is just these are just free kills for my bowcalf. But here he's doing something that's very important, trying to assert some positional dominance in the center and around the sword dojo, potentially even cap it. It's only defended by a matchlock, which has less range than his upgraded matchlock, Ashigaru. So I have to make a retreat here, save my sword attendants for later, and play some time in order to shoot at this lone sword, which again, it should have stopped chasing about like 20 seconds ago, and he's still chasing. I don't know why, and even more so, I'm wondering why they actually catch my bulletproof. I don't know why they're that fast. Maybe it's because they only have 2 armor. I didn't expect them to be this strong. He even popped Banzai now, which might have helped them a bit. Charge was interrupted by the back charge of my Yarikav, otherwise this bulletproof would have lost so much more. So yeah, I think the BP Sam got saved by the Yarikav here. This could have been terrible for me. But he's doing a good job backing it up with the morale support of the General and the Matchlock Ash. And the Matchlock Ash here is kind of limiting the way in which I can support with my cavalry. Because I think I'm losing this Yarikav now. Oh, that might stabilize, okay. That was a bit lucky. That could have gone very wrong. But overall the objective was here to save my bulletproof and do loads of damage on this lone sword, and I think that was successful. Let's have a look at my bowcalf. 250 kills at this point. I think I have to get it to the archery dojo now, because I would guess that they're out of ammo, or at least very low. And yeah, I think here I go on triple speed. I think these bulletproof SAMs are out of danger for now. At some point I will be able to pop rapid advance as well. And I might even be able to decap the workshop here, which helps in the final melee fight, of course. But ChaosBlade doing some skirmishing of his own with his general, and 40 kills here. Nagi Tenant's taking some damage, and yeah, now it's time for my bowcalf to reload. So you can tell this is already a very long battle, still on triple speed here. And before I really want to commit to anything, I think my priority should be here to decap the sword dojo, because it's just too strong. Lone swords, 20 attack here. And I think I gave him Fugu Cook, so they should be nerfed, and still on 20, that's a lot. And here okay, I don't remember this part. It looks like I'm going somewhat on the attack here. Lone Sword, Nodachi taking some damage here. They are in the forest, so it's kind of fine, and it's only a Matchlock Ash. But again, this was costly, I think. Now here I might be able to get a return fire and do serious damage to this Matchlock Ash, which is supported by Lone Sword. Ah yeah, okay, now I understand. The theory here is just to do a hammer and anvil with this bulletproof coming from the back. And yeah, if he pulls back this Matchlock Ash now behind his Lone Sword, then I should be able to kill off the Matchlock, because then there's no route for escape. And here I'm very comfortable, I think, in a 1v1 Nodachi versus Lone Sword. Especially with some support here. Here maybe this Yarikav can charge into the Lone Swords. I'm guessing that's what I'm gonna do. Or I'm gonna charge into the Matchlock Ash. Okay, that's fine. He made the decision here that his Lone Sword is worth protection, more so than his Matchlock Ash. Probably a good idea, enabling me to get a free charge into the Matchlock. And now, of course, the bulletproof is in a bit of danger here. So I'm not sure if I should even commit here, because I don't want them to send them into the lone swords. Yeah, but this is also a very tricky situation for Chaos. I mean, whether he goes forwards or backwards, there's always a threat looming. Whether it's the calf on this side, the bulletproof in the back, there's still the bow calf and the matchlock Sam. Can't really go into stand and fight here too, because then my bow gen will just shoot him down. Yeah, this is very difficult for him. Rightfully so, he tries to apply some pressure here with the other matchlock, which is not really opposed by any high-value troops by me in the moment. I'm just kind of evading it. And here, Chaos has managed to recap the workshop. Still a matchlock here guarding it and a depleted lone sword. But in this moment that he pulls these units back, then I will come charging down this hill. And he knows it, and I think that's why he's not really reinforcing his center. So we have kind of two different... each player has two segments of the army that are kind of isolated right now. Here I managed to get a Yari calf into the lone swords. It's not gonna kill off the lone swords. It's probably might even lose my calf here, but it's still probably good damage. And now I have a free path onto his matchlock Ashigaru. But I'm not sure if I actually go for it, or if I decide to double up on the lone swords. I think, yeah, give an attack order on the lone swords here. Here's a cheeky attempt to snipe my Yari calf. Does it work? Nope. 13 men alive. I think they should stabilize. And here I actually am able to go into stand and fight here. I think the threat from Matchlock Ash is limited. But this is a macro mistake. I'm getting my bow calf fired at, and yeah, have to pull back here. But I still have this 68-man Matchlock Ash, which can just push up now and kind of deal with the Matchlock Ash. Here, a nice hammer and anvil with sword attendants and Yari calf, finishing off the Matchlock. And now, yeah, the second compartment of Chaos Army now has to support the center, which means my Nagi tenant is going to grab the workshop, and yeah, the rest is kind of just the cleanup crew here. Depleted Nodachi and Yari-Sam coming from the back. But at this point, I think this is this game is over and decided. Like in theory, you could even say I could have waited even longer and just kept playing exclusively with my bow calf, because I had, in theory, unlimited ammo. But I think with the movement from the bulletproof Sam in the back, I think I had a very good momentum to attack the little island in the center here, and that's why I went for it. And yeah, in the end, it worked out quite nicely. Yeah, very difficult early game. This engagement here was very awkward with the long Yari. I think had he had a Yari Sam or something on the right side, could have been a very different engagement. But the long Yari, he kind of lost for nothing. And yeah, that's kind of it. Let's have a look at the final kill count. 372 men in the end. So yeah, really worth the investment. Very happy I brought that one. And yeah, when you decide to go for an army like that, you do kind of want to play long battles. You want to give your skirmish and bow calf as much time as possible to fire. And I kind of expected him to bring Daikyu, so it's not really a direct counter in terms of bow calf beating Daikyu, but it's an indirect counter in terms of forcing him into, I think, awkward positional positions. And yeah, I mean, it was a very simple idea in the end. Just harass a little bit, try to be more mobile, use the very open map, which I chose because I like open maps. I like to be able to run around, and in the end it kind of worked. But it's still a very close game. There were some tight situations that could have swung around in either directions, and yeah, in the end it worked out for me. I think both of our fire calves could have been used a bit better. I think I stayed in the Daikyus for too long. Should have just charged in and then gone out again, so only 60 kills. And for him as well, killed off my light calf and then didn't do too much afterwards with the fire calf. But yeah, other than that, nothing really standing out here. Long Yari, 17. Okay, already mentioned it. Yeah, I think that was a very good game, which takes up the score to 1-0 in my favor, and I'll make a cut and see you guys in battle number 2. And welcome back to game number 2 on Sanriku Ria. Map we haven't seen that often, if at all, in this tournament so far. This was picked by ChaosBlade, and what's peculiar about this map is that yeah, the dojos are kind of uneven, so not fully symmetrical, aside from this farmhouse, which is similarly accessible for both players. And then more towards my side there's a sword dojo, and more towards Chaos' side there's a shrine. And here I can already tell you this is going to be a much shorter battle than the first one, because as you can see from our setups, both players went for a rush. And I'm gonna show you my army first. So there's a Waco Raider waiting here in the forest on rank 6. Then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Nodachi on rank 2 with some Nagi attendants, 1 Matchlock, that's the only skirmish unit on the entire battlefield, not upgraded. On the left side I have a Yari Samurai, rank 2. And yeah, that's my infantry. So 5 swords, boosted by the sword trainer, obviously, and maybe also the sword dojo very soon. We'll have to see. Calf-wise, I have a light calf, 2 Yari calf, 1 is rank 6, 1 is rank 2. A katana calf, rank 2, which I like to bring to support rush builds. And 2 more Yariki, again, rank 6 and rank 2. For Chaos, he also has a Waker Raider, slightly more vetted than mine. It's on rank 7. He has a Bulletproof Samurai, so that's already his 2 DLC units that he maxed out. Bulletproof Samurai rank 9 with Inspire, very interesting choice. Inspire is kind of an underrated ability in my opinion. Then he has also a Core of Nodachi, also 4 of them, so in that sense we are equal, supported by Nagi attendants. And let's compare the stats. 20, 19. Okay, it looks like I got the better trade on the retainers. And then what else? He also has a Naginata Sam, rank 6 on the right. That's very interesting. You don't see them as single flanking units that often, because they're not as fast and mobile as Yari Sams, but they're still very tough. They're very good at surviving back charges and stuff, which is kind of useful actually when you're trying to cap very distant dojos, relative to your main army. Still kind of a surprise to me, but in the head-to-head, obviously they will destroy my my Yari Sams. So yeah, the obvious difference being here that I have a Matchlock and he doesn't. Calf-wise, I didn't even go over his calf. So he has Yari calf, rank 6, rank 5, rank 6, and then 1, 2 light calf. So calf-wise, it's kind of even. Main difference, I have a Matchlock, he has a Bulletproof, and I have a Yari Sam, he has a Nagi Sam. So the differences are kind of in the details here. So we both have very similar ideas. Generals as well. He actually changed his general. Okay, I didn't notice that. He has a command gen, full command gen now. So no more bow enabled. So obviously also aiming to go into stand and fight very soon. Just as I am with my general. So let's have a look. I positioned my Waker Raider up here because I kind of want the engagement to happen so fast that he doesn't even have the time to cap the shrine, while I leave behind this Matchlock as a flanking force to give me the chance to cap the sword dojo, which is he doesn't really want to happen as well. So I'm guessing that this section on the right is going to try to decap maybe the attendant. I'm not remembering the battle 100%. So the initial engagement consists of my Yariki charging into a blob. I don't know what was charged exactly, probably this light calf because it's taking a lot of damage. I'm following up with another katana calf, I don't know if that's a good idea because there's not really. I mean, there are Wakos in here, but they're not in the forefront. So maybe I should get the Katana Calf out. Yeah, I'm pulling it out. This is kind of a nothing burger here because neither side really killed that much. It's probably even better for him because I lost half my Yari Calf. He lost half his Light Calf. It's more. Oh, so there was something. I hope you didn't hear that. Okay, and had to make a little cut here, but I'm still in the same spot in the replay. So what I wanted to say is it's all about the follow-up here, and with loads of things happening at once, I have to hit the pause button. I think here I managed to get a decent charge with my Light Calf from the side. His Nodachi is already wavering, but I think that's less so from my Light Calf and more so from the Matchlock volley, Matchlock Sam volley. But nevertheless, this Light Calf seems to have caused a lot of chaos. And here I'm getting a Nodachi charge into his Bulletproof. Maybe even downhill charge. No, it's relatively even. And in the center, I think we also have head-to-head Waco Raider against Nodachi. With Wakos kind of going in through the side here. But the main difference is one of my Yari keys was supporting the charge already on 76 kills. So I think so far the engagements have gone pretty well for me because I was able to interrupt him a little bit more. And this Light Calf is going to die. He's probably going to chase it off here. And the Sword Dojo is now in my control, and now I'm kind of having a free path here to charge this Nodachi. I have to retreat my Matchlock here into safety, but there's loads of space to run into, so that's much less of an issue. And while I think he has the numerical advantage here in the center, the problem is that he can't really make use of it because the timings are not right. I mean, this Nodachi here is coming in a bit too late. This Nodachi here was charged by my Calf. This Nodachi, no, there was another Nodachi here that was charged by my Calf before my Nodachi charged in. So his left flank was engaged a bit too early, his right flank was a bit too late. And here he has a Bulletproof that is getting absolutely destroyed by a Nodachi. And yeah, that's a very costly unit to lose on rank 9. I think he already popped Inspire on himself to help it last longer. And both of our generals in stand and fight should also help and toughen up our units. But overall, you can see that the advantage is very much in my favor now, with only 2 Calf units remaining on Chaos's left side, and the center now melting as well. And let's have a look at my Katana Calf. Is it still alive? No, I don't think so. I must have lost it in the blob somewhere. But yeah, the Katana Calf obviously would also, at least in theory, I have to check the kills on the end, be very strong here against the Nodachi build. And he still has a Yari Calf rank 6. And this Naginata Sam, which again is arriving very late because it's very heavy unit, very slow. And I think I pulled back to the center my Yari Sam much quicker than he pulled back his Nagi Sam. So I think that also made a difference, but in the end that was more of a negligible factor. All in all, I think it was just about the timing. And what really helped me win here was just forcing the engagement super quick, not giving him the time to capture the shrine. Fake kicking, going in with my Waco and then going in with my Calf, stuff like that. It wasn't really that much of a positional game here, even though positions decided it in the end, but it wasn't. It felt less tactical than the first game on Saga River. But that's also kind of the plan here, because in theory, ChaosBlade picked this map, so he was the attacker, and my idea was just to kind of surprise him a bit by going much more aggressive than he might have expected. Because you can play this map in very different ways. You can also you could even play with Bogen and just protect one of these dojos and then have your main army sit on this huge hill and then just kite with your Bogen. I mean, there's stuff you can do here. You don't have to rush, although rushing is very strong, also with Nagi Monks. But yeah, my plan was just very simple: 5 swords, get in his face, and yeah, try to interrupt the capture of the shrine. And it worked pretty well here. So Waco's doing quite well. They were kind of the second line of attack. I think they didn't get a frontal charge by any unit, but they just followed up my Yariki and my Yarikav. Meshach Sams, decent kills, loads of them on Nodachi, I think. What's much more important about them is that they kept me the sword dojo. The cav fight really wasn't that decisive because I think my cavalry was more important in deciding the infantry fight. Katana cav only 35 kills. That's actually very low. Usually I get much more kills on my Katana cav because I micro them much more, but it's very difficult against a player like Chaos. Sometimes just some units you can't really micro as much as you want them to. And yeah, his cav actually got really decent kills compared to mine, at least. Maybe some of these came in the end. That's also insane. 83 kills, and most of them are against a Nodachi, so even when they're getting charged by swords, they're still very tough. Waco's had a really awkward approach, kind of a sideways charge into this huge blob. I don't think they got a good charge bonus. But anyway, interesting game. Hope you enjoyed it. And once again, I'll make a cut here and see you guys in battle number 3. And we're back on battle number 3. This is Alpine Ridge, which was picked by me. Dojo-wise, we do have an archery dojo and a farmhouse, so neither is too important. And I went for a rush build once again, and so did ChaosBlade. So let's have a look at what we brought. I went for somewhat mixed Naginata Warrior Monk Rush. Why do I say mixed? Because I don't have the 4 that you usually bring, but 3 Nagi Warrior Monks on rank 6. Then I have 2 Yari Samurai rank 6. I have 1 Bulletproof Sam rank 4 and 1 Nodachi rank 2. Couple attendants, mostly sword attendants. And then Cav wise I have 2 Yari Cav rank 2, 2 Light Cav and 1 Fire Cav rank 6. My general is a command gen. And ChaosBlade has brought a core of 4 Nodachi, Yari Sam rank 5, a Bulletproof Sam rank 9, so he brought it before, and that unit has replenishment. And cav-wise, he went for Great Guards, so loads of money packed into his cavalry, 2 Great Guards, 2 Yariki rank 2 and 2 Light Cav, also an unchanged command gen. So this is a very classical matchup, Nagi core against Nodachi core, whereas he has more cavalry and better cavalry, which is a bit tricky against my spear and Nagi advantage, but it kind of evens out with the advantage that Nodachi have over my spears. The important part for me is already done, in the sense that I captured the hill, and now I have a really good starting position to plan my approach and to kind of dominate, or not dominate, but decide where I want to go and where I don't want to go. My initial plan was just to get into his face again and to just push like I did in battle number 2. But he retreated back from the hill, knowing probably that even though he would have won the Cav fight, my Nagi warrior monks would have been there too fast to support and could have turned the tide around. So he decided to went back down from the hill, which creates an interesting position because still neither of us has any skirmish units. So there's really no advantage in keeping a distance and trying to play it slow. This is just about taking the time to think about where you want the engagement to happen. And I think relatively soon I decide to go down here and to plot my attack. And in a scenario like this with no skirmishers, this is just all about charges, fake charges, blocking charges, getting the general in a good position, getting the general in stand and fight. Really like just the bread and butter of Total War. no complex tactics or anything. I think this is just about the aforementioned skill set, and looks like I'm trying to go in centrally here. So not a lot of flanking maneuvers. He's kind of wider than I am in the position, so I'm very much focused on the center here. And yeah, let's have a look. I think my plan is here to use the advantage that I have in the attendance, which is a very small advantage, but I have sword attendance, he has Nagi attendance, so I can just take the attendant fight tactic in theory and get an early advantage before we charge our MVP units in. He is less committed here than I am to want to take that fight, so he is falling back, forcing me to try to stop him with a light cav, which then makes his Nagi attendance more useful again. So this is actually a good idea. So I have to get my light cav here out as fast as possible. But the thing is, this is also kind of an advantage for me, the longer this takes, because had we both rushed up this hill, then the battle, then I wouldn't have War Cry on my Nagi monks, because they take a while for the cooldown timer. And the longer this battle takes, the higher the chances that I'm gonna be able to use War Cry on all three of my Nagi warrior monks. So even though I'm trying to push the battle here, trying to force an engagement, the time is actually a little bit in my favor here. So this is, I think, kind of comfortable for me. Dojo-wise, I do have the farmhouse. I don't think it makes that big of a difference. Just like the archery dojo doesn't make any difference here for chaos. And yeah, so far, even though it looks like the fight has already started, he's only lost a Nagi attendant, and that's kind of it. He has some cav in my back, so I have to be kind of vigilant and zoom out a lot, so that I don't get surprised by these two units. So he's trying to make use most of the advantage that he has, which is the cavalry. And yeah, I have to keep these two units in the back just to be able to have some quick respawn units. Probably also use this bulletproof to stay in the back a little bit more, just to be able to fend off these two units. So I'll go back to normal speed. Trying to get my cav into these Nodachi here. With moderate success, 10 kills. And now you have to pull back. And yeah, this is what I said earlier. This is just about charging, falling back, blocking, charging in again. But Chaos has to be much more vigilant, because obviously swords are much more vulnerable to all these fast-paced cav attacks and baits and stuff like that. And I can do loads of damage with my Yari cav and be very secure in my Nagi warrior monks that are following up, because they are much more tough and resilient. And this second charge looks... Ooh. Almost 40 men died on the cav charge here. And now I'm following in with my Nagi warrior monks. So far these engagements do look pretty good. Although here I lost 20 on my Nagi warrior monks. But again, 2 Nodachi where he's already down 40 men. So this isn't looking too good for him. He already popped Banzai on one of the units. I don't think I've popped Warcry yet. I should do it very soon. And here, Nodachi against Yari-Sam. This should also work fine for me. We both simultaneously got into stand and fight in relatively safe positions. And here I have to save one Nagi warrior monk to protect against this bulletproof. So I don't think this unit will charge into the main fight here. Here it's kind of tricky. I have one Nagi warrior monk against loads of units, 2 Nodachi. This is the one, you could say, less than stable part of my flank. But overall, especially here in this blob, this looks very good for me. Warcry popped. So we should see some wavering units here, which we do. He has to counter with some more Banzais. And yeah, so far, I mean, I still have some cav units in the back that are able to protect me from the flanking forces. So the cav advantage for Chaos really hasn't counted for that much so far. And these Nodachi are coming in a bit late. They would do very well against these two units on my flank. And now I might even get these bulletproofs to go hammer and anvil on the Yari Sams. Bulletproof wavering again. He has to pop inspire on himself, so they should stabilize. And now with these two units approaching, I have to get my calf back on the high ground and then go for the counter charge. Fire calf should actually do kind of fine against Great Guard. They will lose in the head-to-head, but it shouldn't be a massacre. And here, yeah, I have 98 men Nagi Warrior Monk and 100 men Yari Samurai left from the main engagement in the center. I think these Nodachi took too much of a hit just from the cavalry in the beginning. Which is kind of a shame because, I mean, ChaosBlade does have the bigger calf advantage here, and still my calf was so much more effective in that sense because I could just do that much damage on the charge in the center. And there isn't really there wasn't really much of a way for Chaos to counter it, just because of the army selection. I think he would have definitely benefited here from maybe a skirmish unit or so. Even a bow calf. I think a bow calf would have been done really well here. Like, it's relatively hard to catch for me because with the calf disadvantage. And there's loads of good targets when you're up against the Nagi Warrior Monk rush. But without the bow calf, then it's just a head-to-head, and my calf is so much better in supporting my inf. Because he has a sword core. So yeah, let's have a look at the kills. I do suspect we'll see some disappointing numbers from the Nodachi. Yeah, 75, 69, and 43, and that's basically the backbone of his army. So that's obviously not enough. Great Guard. I mean, if all of these were against calf, then I guess it's okay, but still, given how much this cost, I mean, he invested 2.6k into these two units. It's always a big gamble, especially since you have to sacrifice a retainer for them. But yeah, once again, just like battle number 2, this was a rather quick one, very aggressive from both sides, and this makes the score 3-0 in my favor, which means that Chaos isn't out of the tournament, but after this he dropped down to the lower bracket, where he will play in the lower bracket final, which is simultaneously the third place match and the qualification for the grand final. And that match is actually, or has actually already been played. And you can see it not in my video tabs, but if you go on my live stream tabs, then you will see that one. I'm not saying who played against whom and who won it, because you can still wait for up until a later point to watch it, because there are still some other replays that I need to upload first. But yeah, so this concludes the Shogun 2 section of the upper bracket semi-final, and now I will do a clean cut and move into the Fall of the Samurai section of the upper bracket. So see you then, bye bye. And we're back with the Fall of the Samurai side of the bracket. Same players, same day, same semi-final format. Only the banners changed very slightly. I'm here in the bright red, Chaos in the unchanged black and green. Map is Lowlands, which was my pick, and I've brought a bow calf, which I like to play here on rank 1. Yariki, 2 of them, rank 2, a saber calf, and another vanilla Yariki and saber calf on the right, where we do have the archery dojo, which is on my side. Chaos has the sword dojo on his side, and on the neutral upper ground we do have a shrine. So 3 very important dojos. Oh, I also have one revolver calf hidden here. I forgot about that. And then infantry-wise, I do have a spear levy, a Shogun guard going for the hill with a red bear. In the center, a black tortoise, two of them, a United States Marine rank 5, and another black tortoise and a red bear on the right side. My general is command and gun enabled, and so is the general of chaos, already harassing my Boki. He has brought two revolvers, Yariki and Sabercav, one more Sabercav, and two more Yariki on the other side. He has a black tortoise and a red bear, supported by Yarikachi and Spear Levy going for the shrine. In the center, he has a Royal Marine going for the forest with a black tortoise and two red bears on the flank. So aside from minor differences, obviously, big differences. He has two revolvers, I have one. And he has a Yarikachi, I have no melee aside from the Spear Levy. Because of this difference in terms of melee, then he's also going to be a bit more aggressive here. As you can see, he will try to push me off the shrine. In the center, there's a nice volley engagement. I get the first volley onto this Royal Marine, but it's the volley from the Black Tortoise, so it's only 17 men. And here my US Marines fire on this Black Tortoise. I decided to have my US Marine slightly out of the forest to be more mobile. And to have my Black Tortoise hidden in the forest. He decided to actually put his 150 Marine in the forest, which, yeah, it's just a different approach. But what he's doing very well is that he is focus firing my US Marines with his Royal Marine. And this could actually be quite effective, even though I now have a 3 versus 1 technically against this Royal Marine. This could still be very painful because the forest advantage in Force Samurai is actually insane. So let's see how this goes. So far it's still okay, but again, this is a 3 versus 1, and still my US Marine are losing a lot in this engagement. Yeah, that's just how strong forests are. But I think if I retreat a little bit here, then they will do a lot of damage here on the Royal Marines. But I'm not doing it. I think this is kind of a mistake. This could be actually a nice opportunity to bait him a little bit. But I'm probably not doing it because I'm kept very busy here with Chaos trying to force the engagement. Nice charge by Sabercav into my Shogun guard, which I'm retreating, but it's only half of a retreat because I'm blobbing up my own Yariki that is there to protect it, which blocks my own charge and blocks the retreat of the Shogun guard. Now, yes, I do have the Spear Levy in the blob, which should help against the Sabercav, but still this is far from ideal from me. And here he also managed to get a Yariki into my Black Tortoise, which is not dramatic, but still annoying. I'm trying to get my general here to shoot on this Yariki, but the terrain is kind of not enabling that. This is a micro mistake from me. I don't think they're going to fire at the calf. At the same time, Boki is still only on 2 kills. He didn't really give me the time to play with them. So yeah, good decision by him to try to push me off ASAP, because not only does it give him the shrine, but it also heavily nerfs the effectiveness of my Boki. And this Yariki is still alive, and this is super annoying. And my general is still not firing because it's still not positioned right. And yeah, my entire left flank is just in disarray. I really have to retreat here, try to save my Shogun guard, which has lost 20 men. His Yarikachi also only lost 12 men, and now they're up against my Spear Levy, so which is also fine for him. And yeah, still 2 revolver calves looming in the back. Power bar still looking pretty good for me, but again, this is, I think, deceptive. Because especially in Force Samurai, it's really hard to be on the back foot. It's really hard to retreat, especially when there are revolvers following you and able to pick off single units in the mere seconds. Now the Marine fight is actually going quite well now. I think the focus fire actually worked out now. 105 men left against 37. But again, he's dropping very slowly because forest protection just buys him so much more time. So I'm winning the marine fight in theory, but it's taking much longer than I'm comfortable with here. Here I tried to intercept his saber calf with moderate success only. I still have my revolver calf here in the back, and my main objective here is to just calm things down, get this Shogun guard into position. Then I have still the US Marine working for me. So on paper, I mean, on paper this looks fantastic, but I can't really get into any structure into this and to actually get my units into good positions and to get them to start firing. And this is a big problem for me. So back into normal speed. Just beginning to kind of roll up my flank here. So my forest forces are now depleted, which leaves my US Marine very vulnerable. I have to ideally retreat them here and then turn them around. I really do not want to get them charged by the revolver calf. And yeah, maybe I should just try to catch one of the revolvers in a melee or something. But he has two revolvers right next to each other, so this is increasingly difficult. I just have to catch them in a blob somewhere, and that's kind of my objective here. One of them I actually do catch, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. The other one just gets a really nice volley while running, and he might even get to save the other one as it's retreating. So yeah, this looks extremely chaotic, but still the revolvers are coming through. They're killing off my calf, and now they can turn around and basically kill off my Shogunate guard. I don't think I will get my saber calf in there in time. Oh, he's actually retreating the revolver, which is fine as well. Can get them to attack the Shogunate guard later. And again, I'm retreating. I'm not really firing. Aside from the Shogunate guard, which is now dealing good damage on the Spec Tortoise. But it's all a bit late. And especially the range advantage of the US Marine is very difficult to make use of. Because look at this terrain. I mean, they can maybe fire a point blank range, but this is basically a 1-5 ranged unit now.
Damn lily-livered cowards! Your men are running, sir!
Yarikachi still on 90 men. This is super annoying. I'm getting good volley on his revolvers, but these Yarikachi are the big threat now. My general is getting caught by revolvers. He will not survive. These revolvers I should be able to rout off. You have a saber calf, which can potentially kill this red bear. Here's another red bear that's depleted, but it's a bit far off the battlefield.
But your general will live.
And now, even with this revolver still on the field for me, this is kind of impossible for me. Especially with the shrine and the sword dojo in his back. This was always an uphill battle, regardless of what the power bar said. And yeah, the Yarikachi was a really nice touch here. Much more effective unit composition compared to my utterly useless bow calf here. To be honest, I didn't expect him to bring Yarikachi. If I did expect that, I certainly wouldn't have gone with the bow calf. But yeah, that's just sometimes how it is. Very solid play from him, and yeah, the only thing that really worked for me was the focus fire of the Marines. I think that engagement was okay. The rest wasn't, and that's how it is. And given that range calf is max to 2 per army, the fact that I brought the boat calf also meant that I couldn't have a second revolver, so it kind of screwed me 2 times over here. And yeah, let's have a look at these stats. Shogun guard actually doing okay, although it didn't fire a lot. Revolver calf also doing fine. Boki 17 kills, okay. And for him, yeah, this is, both revolvers were very scary, but one of them 154 kills is insane. So is this Yarikachi. Yeah, very strong unit on certain maps, just like this one. And yeah, this makes it 1-0 in favor of Chaos in this upper bracket semifinal, and I'll hop straight into battle number 2. And we're on battle number 2, which was ChaosBlade's pick, Kanto Plains. Obviously one of his favorite picks. And here I've brought 2 Yariki rank 2, actually 3. 3 Saber Calf, 1 Revolver Calf. Yeah, only 1 Revolver Calf in total. Unchanged Gen. Yarikachi with a Spear Levy, some Black Tortoise, some Red Bear, and a Royal Marine. And ChaosBlade has brought 2 Marines here. So an Infanterie Marine and a US Marine, both going for the forest. Next to the shrine, the other dojo is a workshop, so far ignored by both of us. And then he also has some more Red Bears, some Black Tortoise, and 1 Spear Levy, which is however on the other side. And calf-wise, he has 2 Yariki, 2 Revolvers, 2 more Yariki, and all of them vanilla. There's also a slight difference here. And positionally, and also like in the past, most of our battles have taken place here in this forest patch, which I expected to happen again here, but I didn't expect him to bring 2 150 Marines, so it's a bit overkill here. And at this point, maybe I should have realized earlier that this could be a problem. I mean, not so much that he got the first volley or anything, because I think the first volley is a bit overrated in this forest, because it's still a forest and it's more about the follow-up and what you do afterwards. But two Marines right next to each other, that's really hard to get them out of there. But I'm still deciding to go for it with my Spear Levy and Yarikachi. A bit mistimed here. I think they could have gone a bit earlier. The line infantry maybe a bit later. And my Saber Calf, at least, are getting a decent charge into this Infanterie de Marine. I suspect his revolvers will kill them off very quickly, but my main goal is just to stop this Marine from firing. And curiously, they're not really stopping. I mean, they're charged by Saber Calf, and like three-fourths of the units are just keep firing at my Black Tortoise. It's just like they don't even care that they've been charged. Very interesting. Don't see that too often. At the same time, I will soon make contact here with the United States Marine if he doesn't pull it back. Here's some slight skirmishes that are going okay for me. And on the side, I try to get some calf around his flank, which was, however, and this was a mistake, I think, a Saber Calf and not a Yariki. Obviously slower than a Yariki, and thereby caught here. So here I'm kind of losing a full Saber Calf for nothing. Here it's an even fight, slightly winning for me, but he has a good support by the Red Bears. And my Revolver Calf are a bit too far away here to support the main fight. I don't think I noticed that during the game. So yeah, my Yarikachi were in the process of charging into this US Marines, which he pulled back right in time. Once again with support from a flanking Revolver Calf, two Revolver Calves, so this one's also going to mow down my Yarikachi very soon. And the kind of the backup force that I have to support the push of my Yarikachi is very limited here. So I have this Red Bear pushing up. Here's only a Spear Levy, very depleted Royal Marine, which is about on the same level as this Infanterie de Marine, and this Black Tortoise, which is getting massacred right now. Here I am killing off the Red Bear, but I think this this Yariki is routing. But it's only a Red Bear. It's not really an important place on the battlefield right now.
Your men are routing, sir.
And this Revolver would have been much more needed, I think, in the center. And in the center, I mean, yeah, things are going well, but I think this is where the battle is obviously being decided. And the problem for me here is not just to two revolvers, which have absolutely been massacring everything that I've thrown at him, but also that he managed to save his 92 men strong US Marine. And yeah, he can be very comfortable here. In theory, he can just keep falling back. He has the rage advantage now. He has the mobility advantage with the revolver calves. And I kind of screwed up at this point, or I screwed up much earlier, but this is now just the consequences of it. I try to gain back some initiative by flanking around the saber calf in here and following it up with a push of 2 black tortoise, but he is not too bothered by that, honestly. Shrine controlled by nobody. He even got the workshop now. And here I think, yeah, his revolver calf on 150 kills, probably out of ammo even. And now even even after the fact, it's still effective by successfully charging into my revolvers with a charge bonus of 8. Interesting. I never realized what kind of charge bonus they had. Obviously very, very low compared with other calves. And yeah, this is just a wrap at this point. I mean, right from the get-go, I think it was a mistake to go for the forest. Especially since he was the attacker, so I could have been much more chill. But I think the fact that I had the Yarikachi made me feel like I was committed to some extent, which was just the wrong way of thinking about it. Could have very easily pulled back here, slightly or slowly repositioned myself to the center and then just played the entire battle from the center. I think that would have been much better for me. Still difficult, because then the question is how you're going to make use of the Yarikachi. I'm not saying it would have been an uphill battle, but it would have been less one-sided, I think. And also at this point, we played this right after the vanilla games. So this was like the 5th battle in a row, and yeah, I was just kind of tired of it. I just wanted a quick game, and you could already tell from the last vanilla games as well that the more we played, the more direct and aggressive the games unfolded. So I didn't really have the stamina to try to go for a prolonged mid and end game. I just wanted to get in his face and hopefully catch him off guard with some micro. But his micro was very spot on here. Yeah, Royal Marines 109. Where's the Infanterie de Marine? Oh no, that's my Royal Marines. Never mind. 178, 163. Yeah, both of the Marines actually individually with more kills than mine, and this is just overkill. I mean, this just shows also how strong revolvers are. If you just managed these 2 units correctly, that's basically half the game. And it's 330 kills combined. That's insane. That's just insane. But yeah, that's how it is. In the end, they were so effective because I just made the lazy call and committed to the attack, which was a stupid idea. But still, what a unit. So yeah, now it's 2-0 in the 4th Samurai section for ChaosBlade, which means the next battle is potentially the match winner, and I'll just see you there. And we're back on Gunma Field, which was my pick now, with a shrine and a sword dojo. And I have brought, it looks like 2 150s this time, so a White Bear rank 9 and a US Marine, supported by a Red Bear, a Black Tortoise, and a Red Bear. Looks like strong calf, Yariki, revolver, saber calf, revolver, saber calf, Yariki, but only one of them is upgraded on rank 2. No melee contingent, not even spear levy. And ChaosBlade has brought Red Bear, Shogun Court, Black Tortoise, and Spear Levy, going for the Sword Dojo. Black Tortoise, Royal Marine, and a Black Tortoise in the center. And 2 Red Bear, on the flank and around the shrine. Cav-wise, loads of it still hidden, but I assume also 2 revolvers, because he always has them. Probably hidden in the center, I don't know. Oh no, actually, oh, this is a very nice trap. Hidden in this forest patch. And now this is a nice, look at this scissor movement. Almost killing off 2 of my Cav units for free. This is insane. This is insane. And I mean, they must have run here. Like, they couldn't have been hidden there from the start. So this is just lazy from me, that I didn't spot it. So you can see that I'm a bit tired here as well. And here I'm getting a volley from the US Marines on the Black Tortoise, but it comes at a cost because these Royal Marines are already turning. Yeah, this is not going well for me. At the same time, around the Sword Dojo, ChaosBlade is pushing with his Spear Levy. That's the part that I expected, because that's kind of the only reason why you bring Spear Levy in the first place, is to be able to push up with your infantry. So I have to give him the Sword Dojo and fall back here, which is fine. From my perspective, I just have to make use, or I have to just get an advantage elsewhere. That's kind of my thinking here. So I'm falling back here a little bit, let him have the Sword Dojo, and try to apply more pressure in and around the area of the shrine. Black Tortoise firing upon his Red Bear, trying to get my Cav in here to attack his Cav. However, as you saw earlier, my Cav is very much depleted. And oof, he even managed with both revolvers to get a shot off before I charged in. That's insane. Didn't expect that, really. And now even with my Saber Cav going in, he can just pull off both his revolvers out and he should be fine. And yeah, I mean, this is a bit weird to say, but this is kind of over at this point, because with the initial trap, I lost so much of my Cav, and also positionally I had to give up the Sword Dojo. His Shogun guard now killing off my Red Bear, and this US Marine in the center is now kind of in a lost place. Can't really use it to initiate anywhere. Also lacking any protection now with all of my cavalry gone, at least in the center and the right side. These 3 units coming in much too late to support the US Marines, which are mowed down now by the Yariki. And in the end, for all of this initiative, I didn't even get the shrine. So yeah, this is just kind of bad thinking, bad micro on my end. And yeah, at this point I really started to feel it after all these games played in a row, which just taught me that ChaosBlade has much more stamina when it comes to Shogun, because he of course played the same number of games as I did, but he handled it much better when it comes to his concentration. And yeah, my Marine is now fully gone. No more 150 on the field for me. He still has 2 revolvers here. Again, both on almost 100 kills. Important kills too, mostly cavalry. That's insane. And yeah, the rest is just a cleanup mission for him.
Sir, your general is under attack.
But this was a very interesting round, like overall, both rounds, Shogun and Fortress Samurai.
Damned lily-livered cowards! Your men are running,
because
sir.
they went kind of they kind of took an unexpected turn. With me beating Chaos 3-0 in Vanilla, Chaos beating me 3-0 in Fortress Samurai. If you had asked me beforehand, I probably would have guessed it to be the other way around. Because I wasn't feeling too confident in Vanilla at this point. But yeah, that's how the game can surprise you sometimes.
A unit is running from the battlefield,
I was
sir.
surprised myself by my performance here on 4th Samurai, but yeah, that's how it is sometimes.
Damned lily-livered
But
cowards!
what's also
Your men are
important
running,
to mention
sir.
here is because, again, this is from the upper bracket semifinal, this means for neither of us the loss really was all that meaningful, because both Chaos and Vanilla and me and 4th Samurai had the chance to fight again in the lower bracket. So yeah, this wasn't, these matches were not meaningless, definitely not, but they weren't like crucial in the big picture. Yeah, this is best unit is the Vanilla Yariki. Yeah, you don't see that often. And here, just massacred by these two units basically. I mean, I was also again in the whole time I was on the back foot. I kind of lost the initiative after the revolver trap in the beginning. Couldn't really defend the sword dojo, and everything else kind of unraveled after that. Probably also shouldn't have picked Gunma fields in the form that I was in at that point. Maybe a bit more conservative map, like waterfalls, would have been a good idea. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the 4th Samurai games as well. Very well played by ChaosBlade, who at this point remains undefeated in the 4th Samurai bracket. Before that, he was also undefeated in Shogun 2 bracket. So overall, ChaosBlade had a very good run up until the upper bracket semis. And this means that you also see more of Chaos and of my games in the future, as I'm casting more of the remaining battles in my replay folder. So there's something to look forward to. And I thank you for watching and see you in the next games. Bye-bye.